All right, so fundamentally right away, we're going to disagree on this one. We're going to talk about the new Lion King and the old Lion King. You have a completely different perspective than I do. You think it's what?
Awesome.
I think it's okay.
Well, here's the thing. You know how you're usually wrong about everything? I think you're going to be half right this time. That's a win.
Stand by. I'm going to embarrass him. Undeniably, that this movie is kind of stepped up for a little bit from The Jungle Book, the remake of The Jungle Book live action. The graphics in it, everyone knows are going to be fantastic. They're outstanding. No denying. The trouble is, for me, it was like watching, literally, National Geographic with Lion King playing in the background.
Okay, but you knew going into this movie that you're going to be watching real animals.
I did, but I wanted still to see, like if you look at the Jungle Book, they showed emotion, they showed expressions on their faces. That's what I thought they were going to do,
Well,
and they didn't do it.
They're not going to have the lions get up and dance or whatever they actually did for the one sequence, but you're not going to have that throughout the whole movie. They wanted actual animals in the actual animal kingdom.
I didn't need dancing, I needed expression.
The trouble is, everybody's comparing this to the original animation.
Yes.
And in the original animation, you're going to have characters making all these weird clown faces. You could do that.
Yes.
But this is not an animation.
I know, but it is a movie.
People are not going to see this.
It's not a National Geographic special.
No, but people are not going to see this for clown faces on animals. They're going to see animals.
I disagree, because 99% of the people going to see this movie is going to see it because of the nostalgia of the original Lion King, and they want to see an updated version of the new Lion King. You got great graphics, but you're really lacking the soul of the Lion King.
Okay, but the problem is that you cannot compete with the greatest cartoon of all time.
Nope.
So what do people expect?
No, but we had this argument, like, I'm not saying it's not an okay movie. It's fine. Go and see it. I have no problems with it. But we had this argument coming out of the theater where you said if there was no original Lion King, we would say this is an epic movie. And I completely disagree, because epic movie has emotion and thought and acting.
No, there was emotion.
This was just graphically beautiful.
There was emotion. There was not cartoon emotion, but I knew exactly what every character was feeling and thinking at the time.
Only from the dialogue.
And the look on their faces. They managed to do it.
No, I completely disagree.
Okay,
I completely disagree.
So now you have the greatest cartoon of all time, The Lion King. But now let's... That cartoon never existed.
Okay.
Okay? And then you go see this movie.
Yes.
This technological wonder, and you're going to tell me that it deserves a rotten score on Rotten Tomatoes?
Did I ever say that?
This was nothing less than a 9 out of 10.
No.
This was a 9 out of 10 easily.
No, you're saying this strictly on graphics. You're saying this strictly on graphics.
No, you're too bogged down by your nostalgia of the original.
No, I honestly am not. To double check myself, I rewatched The Lion King original after this. After, not before.
That's your problem.
After.
You're comparing it to the original.
Yeah, but you're stepping this one up on a pedestal saying that it would be epic had the other one not existed. And I'm saying the other one, I only give the other one a 9 out of 10. Why would I give this a 9 out of 10? It's nowhere near the original. Nowhere near the original.
Okay, but you're comparing it to the original. Don't compare it to the original. Okay. Compare it to other modern movies.
Here, let me show you an example. Things to me that make things epic is that you come into things with and stories that you remember. Star Wars, you remember destroying the Death Star. You remember certain scenes, right?
Yeah.
In this one, in The Lion King, I remembered certain scenes in The Lion King, certain acts, certain characters. Literally, I could toss almost any actor and switch them around. Here, you be Nala, you be Rafiki. Rafiki in this movie is one of the most boring characters I've ever seen in any movie.
Okay, first of all, I don't agree with that. Second, yes, the original had a much better vocal cast than this movie.
Okay.
But that's because you even admitted it yourself. There are no real stars these days in Hollywood.
Completely.
Back then, in the 80s, 90s, we had bona fide stars. And in a cartoon, you're able to do so much more vocally to express your character's emotions. In a technological National Geographic scene, you can't do the clown emotions and clown faces.
Which brings down the movie to me.
No, because it is what it is. It's not a cartoon. It's not a cartoon, and you can't measure it to the cartoon.
It is an animated movie.
Now, if you had never seen the original Lion King, you'd come out of this and you'd say, "Wow, that song was awesome!" And wow, did you like it when they did this? When they did the In the Jungle song, everything was awesome. It's just that it's not the one step up to the original cartoon.
It's a down step, actually.
Yeah, but compare it to other movies, not the original Lion King, which is epic.
Now, here's my point. I've never said that it deserves Rotten Scores Tomatoes. I never said it wasn't a bad movie. I haven't said it's not worth seeing. My thing is, I think it's good. I don't think it's epic. That's my problem. I needed something else to make this epic. And you can say all you want. Well, you're thinking back to the old movie. Yes, I am, because it's there. These are called remakes for a reason, because they're all remakes. So you can't not compare. But they didn't add anything new to this movie. In fact, they took things out. Like they cut the song for Scar. They cut it in like a third. If you think back to the original Be Prepared song, it was the epic villain song. In this one, there was just, it was him climbing a rock.
Okay, but there's only so much you could do with real animal characters rather than a cartoon. In the cartoon, you can have them be this, like, shadows popping up everywhere with this devil face. You could do all that. And it stokes the fires inside.
And just a color change even in the cartoon.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
When he jumps down, the whole scene around changes.
But this is not a cartoon.
I know. And that's why it didn't come across as epic to me.
And don't forget, the original had like Whoopi Goldberg and Jonathan Taylor Thomas and Nathan Lane. Okay, so these were vocal actors. Like, you knew these people back then.
Well,
no, you.
Taylor Thomas wasn't a vocal actor. He was only in Home Improvement and one Christmas song when he grew up.
He was the it kid of the entire decade.
Okay, fine. Well, we have the it singer in out there now, Beyonce.
Hey, you know what?
Donald Glover, one of the biggest popular singers and actors out. He was the best thing in Star Wars. And,
but they can sing. On. They can sing, and maybe they can act, and they can dance. But that doesn't mean that their voice is so distinct that they would transcend into...
Again, that's one of the things I have a complaint about in the movies, is they sounded like they were reading lines. They didn't sound like they were living the actions. And that was kind of a problem for me.
Okay, yes, the original was much better. But this movie is a 8 minimum. 8 or 9 out of 10. And anybody who gives this a rotten score,
it's not
they have to get their head checked.
I never ever claimed that it's a rotten score. So never ever claimed that at all. If in the future, if I wanted to watch a Lion King movie, I would probably watch the original over this one.
Everybody would. Yeah. Everybody.
So to me, that's still epic. This one is good. That's what I feel. I feel it's a good movie. I enjoyed the movie. I had some... Timon and Pumbaa had some funny lines in it. They changed the characters a bit, but they had some funny lines in it. The one running joke with the hyenas was there, where I found they had more humor with the hyenas in the first movie between Whoopi.
It was a different kind.
It was a different kind, and more of it. They were slapsticky more than in this one. You know, in fact, the Whoopi Goldberg character, they changed completely to make her the leader of the hyenas, and she's just evil and menacing. That's all she is in this movie. She's vindictive, evil, she wants to eat them, that's all it is. Where in the other one, she was joking around with the other ones, and, you know, she was in charge of the three, but not all the hyenas. And it just seemed to take a little bit away from all the characters. The characters are acted, they're not lived, as far as I'm concerned, as far as the voice acting is concerned.
But if you had to rank all the movies that you've seen this year, would you say that this is quite literally like one of the top 4 movies that you've seen this year?
It's been a bad year for movies, so I'd have to say it'd be up in the top 5 or so. Yeah.
Top 5.
Yep.
And Rotten Tomato critics.
Yeah, critics are dumb.
Gave it a rotten score.
Yeah, critics are dumb. I've always said that. Take a look at the critics' scores for any movie you like. Nine times out of 10, they'll be giving it a low movie score, and the audience gives it a high score. So never look at critics. Look at people who actually go to movies. So, like, Captain Marvel with the critics. What is it, 96% Rotten Tomato score for Captain Marvel? It was an okay movie. It was certainly not 96%. And then they're giving 52% for this one. So no. So I think we've actually come to a little bit of an agreement. The first one is still epic.
Yes.
And this one is still a very good movie.
Very good.
So
good for you. You made a couple of good points. You still were wrong about most things, but good for you.
I hate to embarrass my nephews every time we talk about movies, but it's just the way it is.